Hey, what's up? This is Julian from Amstermind, and I teach people how to master their inner world. And this is my first IGTV episode, so I'm very excited. And in this first episode, I want to talk about the inner world. What does that mean? What does it mean, mastering your inner world? Well, basically, you have your outer world, which is everything that you can hear, see, feel, smell, all your senses. That's your outer world, everything that you see around you. And your inner world is everything that's going on inside of you. So your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, everything that goes on inside of your body, inside of your mind, that's your inner world. And I have the view that your inner world creates your outer world. That's how we think about it at Amstermind. Your inner world creates your outer world. And what does that mean? Well, that basically means that your thoughts, your emotions, and everything inside of you creates your day-to-day life, creates the events and the things that happen in your life, the people you meet, and the actions you take. So this is what I mean by creating your inner world. By mastering your inner world, you will master your outer world, basically. As within, so without is the ancient saying. And so how do you start with mastering your inner world? A lot of times I hear people say, yeah, okay, that's a nice concept, but what do you do with it? How can I master my inner world? Well, I would say that it starts with one thing. It starts the first step that you need to take if you want to master everything that goes on inside of you, and that is meditation. And yeah, maybe you're meditating already, or maybe you're not. It doesn't matter, because I think a lot of people don't really see what meditation can do in the sense of really mastering your inner world. And meditation is basically where you focus your attention on something else than your thoughts. So a lot of times the most basic form of meditation is where you just focus your awareness, focus your attention on your breath. So you focus your attention on that feeling of the breath going into your body and going out again. And that's where you focus your attention. But as soon as you do that, you see that you're gonna have thoughts. You're gonna have thoughts coming up, emotions coming up. But what meditation teaches you, that every time that something like that happens where you are thinking, is that you basically direct your attention back to your breathing or to the meditation object at hand. But you also learn to observe. So you're observing your breath, but you're also observing your thoughts. So you take a different perspective where you're no longer the thought itself, because you can observe the thoughts. And this is the first thing that meditation really teaches you, is that you are not your thoughts or your emotions, because you can observe them. You can see them, and because you can see them, you are not them. So you should not identify with them. And that gives you a lot of power, because it gives you control over your life, because you're no longer have to be subject to these thoughts and emotions, because you can now choose actively to listen to those thoughts, or you can choose to ignore the certain thoughts, and you can no longer have to feel say that you are depressed when you have a bad emotion or whatever, because you are now feeling that. You're seeing that from a different perspective. So that's the first thing that meditation does. And from that place, once you do it more and more and more, you gain more self-awareness. And self-awareness is so key. If you want to change anything in your life, then self-awareness is the number one thing that you need to learn. And that's the number one way to do that is meditation. So self-awareness is where you actually are seeing everything that goes on inside of you, so that you can change it, so that you can become aware of it. And when you become aware of something, then you can change it for the better. You can improve on it. So let's say you get triggered every time somebody does something, or a colleague at work says something or whatever. Then you see the way you react. And instead of really being only in that reaction where you're not really observing what's happening inside of you, you can now take a step back and see what it is doing in your body, what made you react or take a certain action that time. And because you can see that, you can now change it as well, because you have more control. Or maybe the next time something like that happens, you take a step back, you don't react, you don't take that action, you just feel that feeling, you see the thoughts that you're having, and then you choose from this place of consciousness a different way of reacting. And this is the power that meditation gives you on changing your inner world and becoming more aware of everything that goes on inside of you. Because if you're not aware what is going on inside of you, you cannot change it, you cannot approve it, so you cannot master it. Of course, meditation brings also relaxation, which is very important. Relaxation, the way that you can just ease into a place of well-being, because well-being is your natural state as a human being. A lot of people may think this is not the case. You know, if you're feeling stressed, if you have so much things going on in your life and you feel like you're being lived, but if you know how to meditate, you will know how to get into that place of well-being more easily. Your natural state, the state you were meant to be in. Not all the time, because there's going to be stress, there's going to be things in your life, but because you can have and master the skill of meditation, you will have a tool to rest back into that place of well-being. So once you become more self-aware, once you see everything that goes on inside of you, you become the observer, and you're no longer identified with the thoughts. You finally know who you truly are, because you are that observing force. But it's not only the observing force, and that's where a lot of people get it wrong, in my opinion. Because from that place of observing, from that place of seeing everything that goes on around you, inside of you, you can choose to do something. You can choose to actively think thoughts. So instead of, you see that your mind is constantly creating thoughts, even if you don't want them, they're still coming. But you can also actively choose to think certain things. And this is very interesting, because now you get control. Now you can reprogram yourself. Now you can think thoughts like, I love myself, I love this, I'm so grateful for this, or wherever it is. You can do these things yourself. And this is why meditation is so key. So at first, you start with the observing part. You get more awareness of everything that's going on inside of you. And then from that place, you know what you're doing. And then you can change it by actively, consciously, from a place of awareness, changing whatever is going on inside of you. You're changing your thoughts. You're going to have the power to evoke certain emotions, evoke a certain state that you want to have. And from that place, you are creating your reality. And that's topic for another video, but that's just basically in line with a lot of quantum physics, but also what the mystery schools over thousands of years have been teaching, which has been hidden from the public, but is coming out because we have the internet, is that you are creating your reality with your inner world. The observer is actually creating reality, is actually having an effect, is manifesting the reality that you see in your life. So, I hope you got some value from this first IGTV episode. Let me know if you have any questions, and there's many more to come, so see you soon.